you've clicked on this video, there's a high chance that you do not understand the map layout of Five Nights at Freddy's 4, and you would like to learn it. Basically, this is the map layout. We have the kitchen, the right side of the living room, the middle of the living room, and the left side of the living room. This is usually where the animatronics lurk until you hear heavy footsteps, or in Foxy's case,
Really fast footsteps.
and it's very important that you understand the audio cues of this game, okay? Because the map layout and the audio cues correlate to each other. If you understand how this works, then you could essentially beat every single night of FNAF 4 without like needing an actual tutorial for each night. So I'm going to explain it very simply. Okay. Um, this dark blue is going to represent Bonnie, okay? At the start of the night, he will spawn right here. And every 5 seconds, like the other FNAF games, there's a movement interval. For him, it's 5 seconds. I'm pretty sure for Chica it's the same. Um, he will roll a die, and this, depending on his AI level, um, his movement opportunity will succeed, and he will go to the left side of the living room. He cannot go to the right side because that is for Chica, and he cannot definitely not go to the kitchen. But he can only go to the left side. So once his movement opportunity succeeds, he will be right here. This does not make an audio cue, but when you do hear deep footsteps coming from the left side, that means that he went into the left hall, and he is either here, where if you shine your flashlight, then he will retreat to the living room, or here, where if you don't close the door and you shine your light, then he will kill you. This is pretty much all you need to know. All you need to know is that if you hear footsteps on the left side, then you're going to wait 3 seconds to hear for breathing. And if you do not hear breathing, you're going to shine your flashlight. And if you see him in the far left hall, he's going to retreat, I believe, to the center of the living room. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong on this. But yeah, he works just in that way. And Chica works the same way, with the only exception being that she can move to the kitchen as well. And when she's in the kitchen, she makes an audio cue of pots and pans clinking for the whole duration she's in the kitchen. So if you hear her in the kitchen, the only reason why you check the right hall is if you hear Foxy on that side. Okay? So she works the same as Bonnie, in which if you hear deep footsteps coming from the right, she's either here or here. With the exception of she could be in the kitchen. And when I believe she leaves the kitchen, she could only go to the right side of the living room and then go to the far right hall. But I believe there's an exception with the AI where if you shine the flashlight, then she can move here or something. I don't know. But you won't really need to understand that. So long as you know that if you hear footsteps, deep footsteps coming from one side of the hall, whether it be the left or the right, then you just simply check that hallway and wait. You just listen out for breathing for 3 seconds. And if you do hear breathing, you're going to shut the door until you hear footsteps from that side again. More often than not, if you hear footsteps coming from the opposite hall, for example, if you're right here, and then you hear footsteps coming from this hall, and the door is shut, chances are, depending on how long you waited, you'll be safe. And they'll retreat to the center or the right side of the living room. I forgot. You don't need to understand that really in order to beat this game. There's a lot when it comes to the AI, but you do not need to understand everything. Okay, I'm going to explain Foxy real quick, and Freddy will be the easiest to explain. Um, Foxy, how he works. You'll hear footsteps panning from right to left or left to right. Okay, so for example, if you hear right to left, he moved to the left side of the living room. Okay, and if you hear footsteps coming from the left side again, like his fast little thing is, his footsteps sound like fast and they don't sound deep at all. They just sound like. So if you hear footsteps, fast footsteps coming from right to left, then that means that he moved to the left side of the living room. And if you hear just one-sided footsteps coming from the left side, then he's moved into the hall. And if you check the right door, the right hall door, then he'll move into your closet. And when he's in your closet, he works the same as Freddy, and I'll explain how Freddy works. So pretty much how Freddy works, he's not like a full-on animatronic until it's too late. So there's gonna be Freddles that spawn behind your bed, and it kind of works like a progress bar. With the amount of progress on the progress bar, it will correlate to how many Freddles are on your bed. I don't know the exact values, and you do not need to know the exact values either. But all you need to know is that, for example, night 2, this progress bar will fill up faster compared to night 1. And in night 6, it will fill up way faster than it did in night 1. So pretty much, it just means you have to check the bed more often. And all you have to do to counterplay the Freddles and Freddy is just check your bed and shine the flashlight until they're all gone. They don't have to be all gone, depending on if you're are strict on time and you have to deal with something else. Let's say there's 3 on the bed and you only shined 2, then it's whatever. It won't kill you or anything. But it's best to make sure that they all escape because it resets the progress all the way down to 0. And how Foxy works is when he gets into your closet, instead of shining a flashlight on him, which you can do to check his progress, you hold the closet door shut on him, and depending on how long you do that, so the longer you do it, then the less progress, like pretty much it reverts the progress, kind of like the Freddles. And if you turn him back into a plushie, or if you turn him to a plushie, then his progress will be 0. Yeah, so pretty much that's all you really need to know. And I'll explain Fredbear once I show you some in-game examples. But that's literally all you need to know. With Fredbear and Nightmare. Actually, I could just explain it right now. It's not difficult. I'm gonna make him gold. So how Golden Freddy works is at the start of the night, for night 5, you should just honestly just check left hall, check your bed, check the right hall. Because he doesn't really start until like a couple seconds into the night. This just loads everything in, so because there's a delay, it's really weird how FNAF 4 works, considering it is an older game. Um, but pretty much, you'll hear footsteps panning from right to left and left to right, just like Foxy. And once you hear the footsteps stop for like 3 seconds, then that means that he's in the far side of that hall. And the longer you wait to check the corresponding door for the hall, the closer he'll get to you, and he'll eventually just get into your bedroom. Um, so all you really need to do is just go stand inside the center of the room, and then with your mouse, you just track which side he's on, and just wait for the footsteps to stop. And once they stop, it means he decided on a side, and he's inside the far right. He's on the far right of that hall. For example, the right hall. And you check, and then you'd shine your flashlight. And if he's not there, then you'd probably already know, because then you'll hear footsteps going from that side to the opposite side. He does this sometimes. He'll like if you're impatient like me and you wait like maybe like 2 seconds, and you're like, okay, the footsteps stop, and you go to it. The second you go to it, you just hear footsteps like, nah, I changed my mind. I'm going to the left side. This happens a lot, and it's okay. So all you really need to do is just track him down, wait for footsteps to stop, and once his footsteps are done, then you go to that side, shine your flashlight, and then you close the door until you hear footsteps again. Or laughter, and I'm going to explain laughter. Um, in order to get into your closet or onto your bed, he will make an audio cue, which sounds like a demonic laugh. And um, he could do fake laughs, so he could play the audio cue and then not go into your closet or bedroom. And the key way of telling this is if he laughs and then you hear footsteps after or during his laughter, and that means that it's fake, and you should just follow the footsteps as normal in order to deal with him. Okay. If he laughs, then that means he's either on your closet or your bed, but you should always check your bed first. Because it's the fastest to easily check, considering all you have to do is just flick your mouse downward, um, and you'll pretty much instantly be able to tell after you're shining your flashlight. But that's pretty much how Nightmare Fredbear works. And Nightmare works the same way, except he's way less forgiving. like way less forgiving. Like, I believe on night 8, 420 mode, there's literally no point of shining your flashlight. Like that's how aggressive he is. Like like you'll have to react very fast or you'll die. Um, so yeah. For the main game, at least, this is all you need to know. And I'm going to show you an example, okay? I'm going to lose all my progress for you and start a new game. Okay, I'm just gonna fast forward this because this is not important. Okay. Yeah, it's also important that you have a decent pair of headphones that you get that aren't just mono and you could hear which direction the sounds are coming from. Because if you can't do that, then you're practically dead meat. There's literally no way of you surviving that. Okay. So I recommend at the start of the first night. This is just an example. I can do this at the start of every night. Just check the left hall, check your bed, and check the right hall. Now you kind of just dilly dally until you hear footsteps. You shouldn't remain inactive inside the bedroom because I believe Foxy will, even if he's not active on the night, he's not active on night 1 bed. He will just kill you if you look at the bed next, or like if you look away from the bed. I believe he just kills you. So hear the pots cooking in the kitchen. That means that Chica's on that far right side, and she's not going down that anytime soon. If you click on a hall and the footsteps are still going on, I recommend that you wait for the footsteps to end and then you listen out for breathing for like 3 seconds. Because I've died countless times to being impatient and not checking. So yeah, that's all you really need to know. While editing this, I kind of realized that the FNAF 4 audio is very loud and it kind of went over my voice. And I don't know why I restarted to night 1 where I could have just shown you night 6 with Foxy and whatnot. And I could have shown you Nightmare Fredbear at the same time. But if you just understand the entire rant during the start of the video, then that's all you need to know in order to beat FNAF 4. I was very confused when I got into FNAF 4, and I I saw AI guides after AI guides, and I was like, none of this makes sense. There was a whole bunch of uncertainty to it, and I hope that this video helps with that. So yeah, that's it from me. I hope this video helped, and I hope to make more videos like this in the future. Um, Specifically with other games I enjoy. I do not play many of the other FNAFs, or like I do not play them often because I do not enjoy them, since they are very tedious. It's kind of like doing a spreadsheet for like, I don't know, an assignment in school. It's not fun. But I find FNAF 4 to be the only fun FNAF game because there's no like check left hall, check bed, check right hall strategy to it, because you kind of have to play with the game instead of just having one like strategy that will guarantee you win. So yeah, that's why I like it. I hope this video helped a lot, and I'm going to definitely make more videos in the future. I might restart my YouTube channel and start a new one just to see how that kind of takes off. Considering I had this YouTube channel for like 3 to 4 years, and I barely posted. And when I did post back then, the content sucked. I will show some of that content maybe in the future, depending on if people actually care and subscribe. So yeah, if you subscribe, that just shows me how much this helped you. I recommend that you subscribe and turn on the notification bell because I'm going to be streaming and making videos for a whole bunch of content that isn't Five Nights at Freddy's, um, but content that people typically actually care about, like new games like Frag Punk and whatnot. I'll probably make videos on those. So yeah, if you like that sort of stuff, like any of the games that are right on here, then I recommend you subscribe and turn on the notification bell to see if I make any content on it. Because chances are, if you like any of those games, then you might be in for some cool videos. So yeah, that's it for me. Bye.